Well. Good morning. Good morning. So, hello. Okay. Sorry, I've got things everywhere right now. So, if I'm looking at in different directions, there's a reason for it all. So yes. So, good morning. Welcome to Mid Morning Medium Chat with Adam the Black Swamp Medium. Thank you so much for being here. It is another Saturday, another week gone by. I hope everyone is doing well. Let me know in the comments. Let me know how you guys are doing. And I do have to, right out of the gate, I got to apologize. Hello, good morning, Nicole. Hello, Chuck. I do have to apologize right out of the gate. It was, I think it was like after 9 p.m. last night or something like that, that I realized I completely and utterly forgot about, either posting or doing a quick live last night, because I really wanted to, promote this particular show this morning. Hey, Debbie. And thank you. I really wanted to push the show today because we'll talk in just a moment. But hello, Margaret. And so, but yeah, so I completely forgot dinner with the family, of course, typical. And then we kind of got on subjects. And so, good morning, Amy. Hello, Rachel. Good morning. And so we got on topics. We were, my wife and I were talking to our 13-year-old daughter, and my wife had a bunch of photos from, hey, good morning, Dennis. And we had, she pulled out a lot of photos, and we were kind of talking about some of the things that, went on in high school, the good stuff, as everybody's like, yeah, right. But no, we were kind of going through a few things. Hey, Chris, good morning. Good morning, Christine. Good morning, Carrie. And yeah, so we were just kind of reminiscing about some of the things like the dances and because my daughter was asking about dresses and things. So it was kind of fun, conversation last night. So it completely threw me off. And then that was like, an hour or two of that. And then, hey, Chad, how you doing? Good morning. And we ended up, kind of just chilling out. And then I kind of got really tired because obviously I'm up early for my day job. Hey, Rodney, good morning. And the funny part was, I because of waking up early, I mean, I'm up at 3:30 in the morning to get ready for a day job and drive an hour, an hour and 10 minutes. And so my evenings can get pretty rough, and I just started like completely, zoning out. I was like not even looking at my phone anymore. I was just kind of like staring into nothing. And it was so hilarious because I'm just like, what is happening? And then, hey, Shannon, good morning. Cheers to you. And so I basically just zoned out. And so, but and then, like I said, it was after 9 p.m. that I realized, I'm like, I never updated anybody. I'm like, well, sometimes you just kind of drift away, and that's kind of what happened to me. So I apologize that you guys didn't get a post or a quick live last night to help out with this show, because I totally understand if some of you have to leave and go to work. I know that's a thing, and there's a lot of you that do. But if you guys can, normally I am not one to push any of you to stick around, or if you guys are enjoying being here and waking up, with me, it means a lot. And so if you guys for today, for this show, if you guys can truly hang in there until, past the halfway mark or so, you'll probably appreciate the sticking around. Let's just put it that way. So if you can hang out, please do. And also, I need to put it on there because I know some people watch this back later on, or at different points, because obviously you can always watch the show back, or when I put the audio version, audio only version out there, a lot of people, I've had comments after the show has been aired live, and they're asking things. And this one in particular, I want to stress that anybody that's watching the show, if you are not here during this live between 9:30 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, you've got to be here, and there's a big reason for that. So But yes, Carrie, but it goes. So now, obviously, the background behind me is a part of the main topic of conversation, which we will get to in just a little bit. But there was a couple other things I wanted to share with everybody, like normal, because normally, I try to have, several little topics and things like that. But this year, one of the things was to try to create at least one big topic for the day. And that way I'll hit that a little bit more. And then um, that way, if you guys ever like are interested in seeing it again, you can go back and now you can actually see it in the title. Because you might, before I would just have the, obviously the name, but then what episode it is and what season, but that doesn't help, so I want to try to do this. So if you guys ever go back through on my page and you look at the videos, you can actually then see, what the main title of it was. So hopefully that'll help you out. Or if somebody, is encouraged or something you see, or you got a friend or family member that would love to see this, that way you can say, hey, go check out, like today, go check out his cards episode. It was really good or something. So that's what I've been trying to do a little bit differently this year, make it a little bit easier for people to check things out later on. So, but again, I appreciate you guys being here. So if you can hang out, you guys will not regret it. I promise you of that. So anyway, just like always, kind of go through my week a little bit, especially if it's nothing crazy and things, but not too bad of a week. I definitely been dreaming. I know we talked about that a couple of weeks ago. Had a lot of dreams. Unfortunately, by the time I like get up and moving, I've completely forgot the whole thing. Pretty typical sometimes, but and they were wild dreams, just crazy things going on. Nothing real scary or anything like that, but just, weird situations. I wish I could have remembered them so that way I could analyze it a little bit more, but it's the way it is sometimes. So, it is. And so but at least I can say I was dreaming, and as the week went on, I finally was starting to get a little bit more sleep. So that was helping me quite a bit. Because even today, I still always wake up, throughout the night anyway, but I was able to still kind of get back to sleep. And so I probably got, a record sleep last night. So might be why, I kind of feel energized, because it's not the coffee talking. I can tell you that, it's actually like some true wholesome sleep for me. Yep. Yeah, see, just looking at a couple comments. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, Debbie. Yeah, good. Debbie, good luck today. Yeah, because I know the East Coast is going to get hit pretty good. So hopefully you're all stocked up for a few days. That way you can survive the big storms. Yeah. Okay, Rodney. Yeah, you're getting those numbers once in a while. Dana, good morning. So, but yeah, like I said, not a bad week, but like I said, at least I was dreaming. So, I know a lot. I've talked to a few people here and there. So I know there has been some people that are having dreams and whatnot. So I hope, if you are remembering them, you guys, could write them down, like me. Unfortunately, it's like, I can't turn on a light and just start writing because I got my wife's sleeping. So it's like, so it's like, I can't just do that. And, and even then to try to get like a little light, and I just don't, I just try to, if I remember it as I'm getting out of bed, I start to replay it real quickly. And that seems to help me. Unfortunately, when you're not getting a whole lot of sleep, but you're getting short spurts of it to where you do get so deep enough to where you are, dreaming, like my opinions on it, then it helps. But fortunately, if I don't start thinking of it as soon as I'm getting out of bed to get ready for work, it's gone. So, but I know it'll come back. I mean, I'll have all the guides and, family members and all those, they'll all come back and help me out if I really needed it, not that I'm, completely unaware, like last week's episode, I'm aware. I'm aware, Chad, what you got? Same, lots of lucid dreaming, but weird though, like lucid dreaming while drunk or stoned. Made sense, but it didn't. No. That's that's what's great about dreams, because of the messages. And like I said, if you go back a couple episodes, the dreams can be so wacky, but they're important for you to retain it, to remember it, because there's a message in there. And that's the reason why they can be that kind of wild, or why they're scary. They really want you to remember that. So, but yeah, if you can write it down, if you have the opportunity to write it down, please, do it. You get like yourself a little notebook, or, use your phone's notepad or something like that, and just write down bullet points, because even the bullet points will help you trigger the rest of your dream. But unfortunately, I'm just, I'm usually just jumping out of bed to get ready for work. And so it's like, I don't have the amount of time that I should. Now, if I was dreaming on a weekend, yeah, I do. But, and not that I'm making excuses, so, um, but anyway, so yeah, so not a bad week. I did notice a few people, I didn't get permission, so I'm not going to use their name. But one in particular was having, is another holistic practitioner like myself, and they were they were doing a session on one of their clients, and just had some stuff coming down from above in a spiritual sense, and it was unusual for them because they don't typically have had that happen before. But much like what I talked about last year, you guys, giving you updates on my upgrades and then the releases and stuff, and it was really fascinating because a lot of the similarities, that person was going through was really, it was intense for them. And it's like, wow, okay, so now's the time for that person to go through that. So I'm like, well, mine was in the fall and things, so now it's, it is what it is. So but it is what it is. We just do what we do and move on. So let's see, just catching up. Amy, let's see what you got. I was waking up so many times and told Mark I had a crazy dream. He says that I'm not allowed to use that word anymore. Crazy is the status quo. It is true. It is true. I mean, it's just common. I mean, you think about it, there's a lot of words that we use that, crazy would sort of put that on that negative energy spin, on the thing. And you don't want to do that. We know that, crazy is, not really bad, but I get where your husband, Mark, is coming in on that. So let's see. And Chad, what you got? Firm believer that dreams are subconscious trying to reach the conscious, that they are things we are letting slip that need a real attention. That's the confusion, because even dream, we don't want to face it. So the dream kind of goes. Yes. It's a great way to say that. Yeah. It's amazing what the dreams are. Now, my opinions on that, like I said, we'll just touch it real fast. But I always looked at dreams as, there is information in it. Once in a while, there really isn't. You do find it to where it's very rare to have a dream that really doesn't pertain to anything. So it depends on the amount of details that are going on within the dream that you can recall. And considering then what you're doing is you're matching it up to what's going on in your life. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. Jeez, Jeff. Yeah, learn how to contain the growers. Yeah, I know, man. We're hoping that you're doing all right. Debbie, I had extremely weird dreams, but understood what they meant and figured I'd remember since I didn't understand, but nope, they faded. And I also forgot what the message was. Need to remember. Yeah. I said, it happens to the best of us. It really does. I mean, sometimes you don't always think that you're going to be going into a dream and then, or going to have a dream, and then you wake up, and then there's, it's like, I know I dreamt, but I just don't remember what it was. So, let's see, Rodney, sometimes when you dreaming up your life path that you took before. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Absolutely. Yeah, Dana, apparently very true. And he told me the whole, yeah. Okay. I'll have to find out what that was. Did you guys talk about that on the show this week? I know I missed it because I was at a chaperoning a basketball game for my kids' pep band thing that they were doing, so I was not around. So anyway, but yeah, so that's again, interesting week. I mean, obviously we're still Mercury retrograde, so there's still things going on. So don't try to overdo things. Don't try to start a lot of brand new things. Right now it's still truly to be within yourself, take care of yourself. These dreams are part of this process right now. So it is key to try to remember what they are, because obviously it could help you out once we get a little bit further on in a few more weeks. So be conscious of that. So one more thing, and we're going to get into the main topic. So I mentioned a couple times recently, we always are looking for what Carrie said something. Yeah, Carrie's got it. Having a recording device close to your bed helps. When I think of it, record it before I even sit up in bed. Once I get up, it's gone. Yeah, that's a great tip. I like that. And Carrie, if you can do that, or if somebody else, you don't have to worry about waking the person up next to you. I know if I started talking the wife would get up. Not that she's a light sleeper, but she would definitely be like, "What are you doing?" So I'm a little bit. I probably need to run to the restroom, or go in the bathroom and start doing something there. Amy, dreams are very important to shadow work, working through the subliminal things you need to accept, release, or understand. Great. I love that. I love that. Jennifer, to me, all dreams have a meaning, even though we may not be able to make heads or tails of it. Yep, that is true. Valerie, I've always had the prolific dreams. This week I was upset and asked my guides to send me a message while I slept. I dreamed an angel gave me a chalice. I knew it was a gift from the universe telling me everything on the track and wishes and dreams were all about to be granted. Ooh, I like that, Valerie. Great, great, great. My Venus went direct yesterday, and I'm feeling okay. See that thank you for sharing that, because again, I miss the astrological events, so I love when everybody can tell me like something else is going on. Shannon, I always remember ones truly that shake me to the core. Yeah. Valerie, I write the notes on my phone in the middle of the night so I don't have to turn the light on. That's a good one. Yeah, that's probably what I need to do. Jeff, the virus lives in the southeast corner of my body. You must keep a bottle of Tylenol on it and not fall asleep. But if it actually does, it looks like a black and white minion. Jeez. Jen, chalice equals the womb of creation, manifestation, and divine feminine. Yep. She's going back to the other comment. Debbie, Carrie, that's a great idea. I'm going to try it. Yeah, like I said, this is what's great. We can all share what works for each other, and thank you so much for helping. Again, we're all together in this. We all can work together, share what works for us, because you never know what will. So thank you for helping each other out. Margaret keeps a notebook. Yep. And then you can look it up. That's perfect. So, but again, yeah, so I wanted to, and I got to look over at my other screen because this is important. So I hope that gets in focus. Ooh, that's weird. Sorry, I got to look around a light to see what I'm doing. I hope this works. Okay. So, there you go, Carrie. Hey, see if if you can get away with it, that's perfect. I'm hoping this gets in focus. It looks better. Okay. Anyway, we'll see. Hopefully it's not so bad. You guys at least still get the shape of it. So I talk about, in the past, again, we want to hurry and get to the next part. When we see messages, we just don't, sometimes we're just not aware of it. And that's like part of the last few weeks that's the whole point. You realize that a message can come from anyway. It doesn't have to be a conversation or you're listening to something like me, for this instance. You have to see what's around you. And that's why it's important that when you slow yourself down and you look what's going on or you see what's happening, that message just pops out. And we were just talking about dreams. I mean, in the dreams, there's messages that we all need to know. And you take it, you kind of figure it out if, or you ask somebody that, like we, can do a little dream interpreting and, we can help you through it. And then, then the answers are a little bit make more sense. So on the way home, of course, again, we're all trying to take care of ourselves right now. It's a personal thing. Relax and just, don't do anything, brand new and things like that. But so like for me, it's nice to get kind of affirmations or validations not affirmations, but validation, from above. Okay. Now, again, this isn't, meant to be on any belief system or anything like that. But again, sometimes the messages just show up and you've got to see it. Now, this was so obvious that for me, whether it was for anybody else, but for me, this was so amazing. And you're going to see 3 different photos. So I'm going to have to kind of shift things a little bit, but I want you guys to see I'm not going to say what it is, but I will help get you started. I was on my way home from work. So I'm heading south. Okay. Out of nowhere. I mean, okay, obviously I got to look forward. I'm on a highway. So, I can't be staring around. I'm looking forward. And then finally something out of nowhere catches my eye, like as big as day. And I'm like, OMG. And the G part is important here. So check this out. All right. Okay. What do we got here? I'm going to go full screen on this. So I took this one vertical, so I can't stretch it, but the next couple are going to be a little bit different for you guys. But what do you notice? What do you notice? And let me move the mouse over here so you guys can see it. So obviously, I'm talking about this right here. Okay. Anybody have any ideas or what they may possibly think this is? Now, for me, again, this is what's going on in my head while driving. These are the thoughts, these are the things that have been on my mind for days. And to see this particular thing really stood out because then it made sense almost instantly. Okay. Okay. I see a couple. Okay. A symbol. I see a man. I see two figures, masculine and feminine. Chris is saying Jesus. I see a man also. Okay. Okay. All right. I love it because you never know. Everybody sees something a little different. You know what I mean? Now, a profile of a muscular man. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. I like this. Divine feminine. Okay. This is great. I love this. I love it. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring myself back in a little bit here. All right. There we go. Now, let me know what you think when I show you exactly what I see it as. And now, again, I'm not being suggestive. I'm just telling you what hit me instantly. Now, I love what everybody's saying here. I really do. I mean, because again, we all see things, we all interpret things a little bit differently, and there's nothing wrong in that. But I want you to understand what it was to me. This is what I saw. Move out of the way here. This is what I see. I see the OK symbol. Okay. Whether I'm right or wrong, but again, it felt right to me while I'm driving, while I'm seeing this. Okay. This is what I see. Okay. Because again, I have to dig through what was going on through my head, all these little things that have been going on. So again, like I said, I'm completely I love what everybody said, so I can't stress it enough. Again, at the time, that's what I saw was this. Okay. Now, what makes it more interesting is now let me pull him out real quickly while I got to set up the next one. So I have to go full screen so you guys can see it. Now, the next one's going to be a little bit more horizontal. Well, hopefully it will stretch. But what's neat is this is, again, as it's moving. Now, I'm going to warn you on the next photo. Now, we're still seeing the same things. What's funny about the next one is you're going to see a crack in my windshield. Now, that's been there, but it's off to the side. But what is hilarious on the capture that I did with this, it almost is like the crack perfectly outlines the back of the hand. Okay. Check this out. Oh, I can't. Can I blow that up? Well, let me blow it up. Oh, no. Oh, there we go. Yes, I can. Now, my crack in my windshield, you can see it's classic. Like it's trying to highlight the hand. Now, I didn't realize this because obviously I'm driving. So I'm trying to do two things at once. So I snapped the photo, I snap a couple of them and then I, put it down. I could not get over the fact of my crack. That doesn't sound right. But the crack in my windshield perfectly outlines what I see as the outside of the hand. So, hilarious, but at the same time, could you make it a little bit more definitive? I mean, so I loved it. Now, the other thing I like too is that the sun's over here. You know what I mean? I love that fact. You got a little bit of a halo going through the clouds. So there's the bouncing around through the clouds, which you got ice crystals and things that are reflecting the light. So pretty cool. So, and then let me back him out real quick and I'll get the last photo up there and then we can get rolling here. This one now, again, what's happening is obviously as I'm driving, to me, it's beginning to then change. It's changing shape. What do you think of this? Now, this what made me change, that made me believe what it was the OK symbol. Now, let me put myself back in a little bit. But see, now I can't even do this without the microphone. So I'm looking like it's starting to, like it's kind of doing this. But what's interesting is, let me move over here. All this in here is blurry. It wasn't that way in the beginning. So you're seeing what looks like movement. Like, when you if somebody moves during a camera photo, you get a quick blur. This is, if you notice, you can see the horizontal lines here as it's moving. And to me, that's that first joint of your finger, of your index finger. And now we're getting to the back, the middle knuckle. And then obviously out of frame is, back to the hand. But like I said, it's like he gave the okay symbol and then he was just kind of like, fading out. So, oh, that's a good one. Hey, never thought of that, Shannon. Thank you for that. ASL sign, Q or G. Woo, yeah. I'd never thought of that. That's great. But yeah, but like I said, just seeing that finger move, now granted, it was obviously not that fast, but it just caught. I mean, it's hard to drive and you're seeing this and you like want to stop and stare at this, but doing 70 miles an hour, it's not it's not always the best thing to be doing what I was doing. So I don't recommend that. So kids, please don't, mess with your phones while driving. So, but but like I said, to me, it truly was just backing, I mean, again, I'm always, doing the prayers and things. I'm always asking, for the creator and all my guides and everybody that's, supporting me, to look out for me and help me through things and give me some signs once in a while. It's nice to kind of get a little bit of validation, like, hey, you're doing okay. I mean, that's how it felt, and so it was really, really something to experience and totally worth it. I mean, like I said, but how many people noticed this? I don't know. Did people care? Were they just looking at the road? Like whatever, you know what I mean? So this is the type of things that I try to stress with everybody is that we are paying attention to this stuff. You are noticing things and it could be from any direction, any place. So, so hope you guys liked it. Like I said, whether I'm close, or not, but that's how it felt to me. So I loved it. So, all right, we are where I was hoping. Maybe just a shade behind, but that's all right. I'm okay with that. So, but what I wanted to do, and like I said, we want to get into the next part. We want to get into cars because I'm kind of blow through this part because I want to get to the surprise. So I wanted to bring up about cards. Okay. And this is, like I said, I want to keep doing this type of thing too. So I want to change it in. So I'm saying divination cards, because it just made sense. I'm not going to be talking about just one card. I'm talking about a couple of them. And what I want people to understand is that, a lot of people do it. Some people don't. And I'm a big fan of it now. I was shown it and I don't do it the traditional way, which we'll talk about shortly, but cards in general. I mean, it's a fascinating history. I mean, I was checking up on it because I couldn't remember the rough, yearage of when these kind of things started. But some of the research talked about it, whereas back in about the 14th century. So, right before it was like in the late part of the I think it was like 1360s, 1370s. And there was sort of the original playing cards, much of like what we do now, the typical poker, all those, standard things. They had the 4 different suits, and obviously some of the wording, kings and queens, were a little bit different, and then some of the other cards, names have changed over time, but it super, super cool, so we're kind of going back to the end, end of the, 1300s year. And, obviously, there was times. Well, and the other thing I should put is that they don't know exactly. They think it might have been in Italy, or the country of Italy, that may have started playing cards in general. But there still isn't really hardcore proof yet. But it's still pretty neat that it definitely was Europe. We know that. But it then spread like wildfires, and even some places were banning the cards because they thought things were up to no good. So it's like, wow, really? But it is what it is. And but it wasn't till the end of about the middle of the 1400s that they started changing the cards up. Though obviously the playing cards continued, but some of them were adding, now we're getting into the tarot side of things, and hence the background. And it's super cool to see that, people were using it to try to help, you know what I mean? And obviously people were being guided, who's truly, who was the first person to really create it. I mean, obviously they don't know at this point, but the fact of being able to create a deck of cards, change them up from the standard playing, but to be able to help people. And obviously divination, is all about that. It's helping with, predicting, or, helping people understand what's going on a little bit, just like doing mediumship. We're just asking for the guides to come through, whether it's family members or friends, and pass on the information. So the cards are really fascinating. I was always interested in it. I just never thought, I thought you had to have all this like hardcore training, and you really had to like go deep into these things. And then I realized that, it's however you want to apply it to yourself. And so I use the cards a little bit different. I kind of use my guides to kind of help me predict it. So even when you get the card, you can read it and memorize what the real, meaning is, from the books, or if you got somebody that's teaching you, you certainly can do that. But sometimes I think it's a little bit more personal when you look at the card and it comes up, and you can kind of look at it and have your guides kind of share the information that's closer to the person you're, giving the reading for. So I love doing that. And then obviously, there isn't just tarot cards. There's plenty of other ones. Oracle cards. I love oracle cards. Like oh my gosh, like to me, you'll see me using more oracle cards than anything else. But I'm going to show you some examples of a lot of the stuff I do have, because I have a table set up right over here, down here. Actually, I think you can see one right there. Yep, you actually see the top of one over there, right underneath the card, the word. But I wanted to give you just some ideas, especially, I know a lot of you do have them. Some of you use them. Some of you just might collect them, because some of these cards are really cool, and like the artwork. And I got a couple that I think you guys might really enjoy. There's a couple other decks I got that I don't have them all out here. I just kind of picked my favorites, which is still a lot, but some I haven't even touched yet. Like just looking at them real quickly is about the furthest I've gotten at them. But I just, I've been so fascinated. I thought it'd be kind of fun to share that with you. So what I want to do is show you the very first deck I ever got. And obviously some of you know that, still kind of on a hiatus. But I used to do a show with my other friend, Debbie, on Wednesday nights, Beyond the Silence Radio. And she was the first one that got me introduced into tarot. And I was blown away by it. And let's see what you got, Chad. My wife is my twin flame, my red cord. We read together, offering some kind of yin yang aspect. That's great. We both bring different insights to the read, and so far we both have accurate reads. That's awesome, man. I like that. That's amazing. That is amazing. So, that's cool, Rachel. Thank you for this. There's a page on TikTok called Museum of Tarot, and he has awesome content and a very old deck from around the. Ooh, wow. Yeah, I see. That's awesome. I'll have to check that out. Everybody go to the Museum of Tarot on TikTok and see what's that. But what I want to do is show you the very first deck. It was a deck that my friend Debbie did a quick reading on me using it, doing the same method of where you just kind of, when the card, you shuffle it, when the card came out, it was the card that was for you. And it was scary because when even reading she gave her impression, then we opened up the book, because a lot of these decks will come with a book, opened up the book, and then we read it and was like even more blown away. So I'm like, whoo. So then I was like really interested in this because it just blew me away. So let me show you just a few. And again, I like this deck. I still, I don't really use it a whole lot, but again, it's just so cool. But I'll try to give you a couple examples, just give you guys some ideas. Sorry if I'm moving a whole lot. Again, just trying to show you a few of them. But yeah, I mean, and even then some of the things that I've done, and when I first, because this was the only deck I ever had, here we go. Here's a good one. Ooh, scary. But absolutely, it's done wonders for me. It really got me interested more. And of course I just couldn't put them down, start getting more. Now I'm going to be careful here. So this is So that was my favorite one. Now I forget the name of that one, but I do have the information. I completely forgot to bring it here because then I would make sure. A few of them I will show you who they are. So if you guys are interested in them, but it'll give you an idea too. I do have an Irish or Celtic deck, which I think is great, but I have to be careful because there is a few cards within the deck might be a little bit more, and I'm trying to keep this as PG related as possible. So I will make sure that when I pick a couple cards out, it's not going to be one of the risky ones. So sorry, the lighting is not working for this one. There we go. Let's see if that'll help. And again, this tarot stuff. Well, there's green on there, so it's gonna it's gonna wash it out, but it's kind of cool. That one might be a little risky. Just give you a few. Well, that's really risky. So sorry, there's green on the card, so my green screen's gonna affect it, but you get the idea. So, and I've used this one too. It's just super, super cool. I mean, just so many neat things from it. This one's kind of cool. 3 of Shields. But again, a really cool deck. I mean, I really enjoy this one too. And this one I pulled this one out a few times. I still I've even had some requests for it, which is great. Where is it? What did I do? Oh, this is it. This one I got 2 years ago, and this was more kind of like one of those impulse buys, but it's too cool. So I'm going to show you the back of the card first. So no big deal. That's the back of the card. So it just says tarot, so you can kind of see it if you flip the card either way. It just says tarot. That's the back of the card. Let me get a better. This is a great one to start off with too. But now I'm going to move it on purpose so you guys can see the image. But what the rainbow effect, what you're getting is exactly it. This is a kind of like a hologram kind of deck. It's all mirrored like and shiny. So I'm moving it so you guys can see the colors and things. But it's super cool. Perfect, first card, right? Hey, Janet, how are you doing? And again, so sorry, some of the green screen is going to get you, but you can just see the effect of the hologram type of thing, so it's so neat. It's just like I said, just to see them all, shiny. But now, hey, good morning, Bonnie. Now, I have never used this deck on anybody yet. So, but again, it was a kind of an impulse buy. I mean, how many times you see, more of a holographic, hologram type of deck. So, and they're a little bit smaller. You can see that, here's the Celtic one here, and here's this one. So you can see they're like, I just hold one. You can see the side difference. It's a little bit wider, a little bit shorter. So, but it's a little bit easier to hold on to. But those are cool. Again, I love it. Let's do this one. This one I've never touched yet, and it is so cool. And I'm going to show you the back of it because it's just neat. This is the back of the card. You got to love the yin yang over there. Now, this will make sense in just a second. Again, I saw it. It was practically an impulse buy, but I was like, who doesn't know this? Notice there's a hush. I got to be quiet. You guys are like thinking. So, it was. I mean, it's another cool one. Now, the only interesting thing is, I mean, they definitely set it up for tarot, but the problem is it's not like the traditional cards. So when you find like, the 5 of whatever or the 7 of this, they're different. So the problem is you do really have to sort of you have to go into the book to kind of figure things out because like here now a lot of these images come obviously or the artistic drawings of it come from the movie. So the labyrinth, and I might as well say that out loud because obviously people on the that are watching the audio version going, what is he talking about? So like here, you know, three. Was this the three of pots? I mean, you know what I mean? So um six of feathers. So obviously I would have to go through the book a little bit more and memorize a few things, but you know, and just to show you a couple um here we go. Well, you gotta do him. Yeah, definitely. But and they got, some of the other characters. I'm trying to find like here's the masquerade, type of ball. Again, so a lot of you that know the movie would understand these images and stuff like that. The owl. Okay. Pretty cool. Like I said, I could go through them all, but again, I want to hurry up here. Um couple of so I want to get into Oracle because I'm really running out of time and I feel bad. So you guys know like I do the Oracle ones. But I want to show a couple of the other ones real fast. Uh this one is neat. I haven't gotten to use it yet, but this is a definite plan in the future. I'm going to show you the back of it. Now, it's not really called planets, but what these are, and this is just the back of the card, these are called karma cards. Karma. Makes sense, right? Now, what's neat is depending on when you pick it and you flip it, either way this card works is a top and bottom. So if you flip it, whatever you read is what the reading is. But it could be the same card, and if it's reversed, it's got a whole nother meaning to it. So just to show you a few, now let me move it so you guys see it. Sorry about the green. There's green on there. Now, what you don't realize is that labeled on the sides, you have S, M, and P: spiritual, mental, and physical. So that's going to give you basically 3 readings on one card pull. And you can see, your faith, hidden tendencies, large intuitions, or overwhelming events. Sorry, the microphone is back here. But if I flip it, you can see how it changes a little bit. Seeking others with all there is, philanthropy, keeping involvement is hidden. So these are pretty cool. And like I said, I want to get into these a little bit more. And again, they all have, some have different images and things. Sorry for there's green in there, but you get the idea. And like I said, it's really cool. I mean, going through them, like I said, just to give you an idea, they do have a lot of the planets that are also in there. Like here, if you look in the middle, there's the moon and it says the moon. So you can see it really would hit you on a little bit of the astrological side of things, not only just for the reading, but you can kind of see like the signs and stuff like that. Yeah, here's the sun. So, and let me show you real quickly what it looks like. You guys are that interested. I'll hold it there for a second. Karma cards, Monty Farber. Fun to use astrological cards to read your future. So really cool. Like I said, it's neat. Yeah, planets, sides, and the houses. So I mean, it definitely breaks the decks down into 3 categories and things. But I liked it. I like the idea of karma. We all, we all have those things, right? Of course, you guys know. Some of you know that I'm very fascinated with Viking stuff, and I saw some comments earlier. It's like, hey, Viking decks. Well, yes, I do have a Viking deck. Here's real quickly. This is the Viking deck I'm about to show you. Now, the only thing I don't like about this one is it gives you Viking, deities, the gods. And so this one, you really got to then know who you're talking about. And again, I'd have to go through a whole memorization type of thing, but to give you an idea. So these cards are big and Fehu. And again, I haven't memorized all the gods yet, so I can't tell you what specifically, he's all about. Like here we go. Yggdrasil, the tree of life that we all know about. And again, all of them, then it just letting you know the whole thing. Let's see. Uh, there we go. You gotta do this one. Thor. So, but yeah, I mean, like I said, this one is really cool too. Like I said, I haven't used it because I haven't memorized all the. But again, it's just knowing all the different things of all the different gods. Oh, here we go. Well, I got to do this one, of course. Odin. So, another one that's we'll definitely get some use out of it. And then here's my other Viking deck. This one is called Yggdrasil. So it's a big box. Sorry. This one's a little, like I say, you can see Norse divination cards. This one I haven't worked. The only thing I don't like about it is the artwork is fantastic. I just wish there was color to it. So to show you the classic, here's their version of Odin. Let me get it in front of things. A little bit closer, a little bit higher. So the artwork is fantastic, but I just wish there was some color to it. So sorry, I'm moving. But, again, this is the same thing. They'll have a lot of the characters, a lot of the gods. Here's Frigg. But just to give you an idea. So same thing. Really cool. I love it. That's the back of the card. Like I said, a lot of Viking, artwork. You can see there's a lot of it that translates into other cultures and things. But another favorite. One more to show you, and then I have a couple others real quick. This one is my one of my favorites. This is the Sacred Spirit reading cards by Anna Stark. Some of them might have seen this one, but this one's got amazing artwork. Amazing. Okay. And just like here, like this one right here, I got to move over. Align the universe. Just moving a couple between worlds. Divine will. I said just crazy cool, you know what I mean? Just so many neat things. And this is definitely one of those that's going to start getting utilized a little bit more, just like the karma cards. Because that's my whole thing is I want to be able to have a full thing, a full arsenal of stuff, and anything like this, people can request, for something, reading. I am going to bring up, but not go too far. Obviously I'm working on runes. That'll be one, but obviously not quite like, cards, but still basic concept. But I'm a lot further along than I want it to. So if you guys want to hang out just a little bit longer, beyond 10:30, that's awesome. But if you guys would like, this is the special surprise. And let me sip this real quick. If you guys would like, I will, whoever's hanging still, I see 16 people are still hanging and watching at this point. If you guys want, I will give everybody a 1-card fast reading. And I mean fast because I want to see if we can get through all 16 people, or now it's down to 15. I want to just give everybody. So I'm not going to go hardcore detailed into it because, again, a lot of you that have stuck around with me for all these months and have been truly patient and stuff, it's been on my mind all week. So, I mean, I got to do this. This is why it came up. So I thought I would do that for you guys. So what I'm going to do is I see that everybody's putting their fingers everybody's putting the emojis, and I'm going to take that as the order. Okay. So again, I'm going to go super quick. So if you guys want to hang out, what I'm going to do is, I'm only going to go for so long, and then, I'm going to cut it, but I'm going to try to get to those that have hung out with me the entire time, all these months. So just to give you a little thanks for that. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to pick one deck because it'll be just easier to keep one in my hands the whole time. So hopefully that's okay. Now, I wanted to do this, and this is the deck that's telling me to pick it up. So I'm going to do this deck, but I'm not going to show you what it is. So I'm just going to shuffle everything real fast. And I'm going to go back, and I'm going to go with Carmen first because she said do it. So I'm going to go with Carmen first. And again, I'm going to go from Carmen down. So if you guys were to scroll back up in your comments, that's where I'm going to start. And then anybody that says yes or gives me a thumbs up, you're going to get one card. I'm going to give you the fast reading and not go into it pretty hard. Afterwards, if you guys want to hit me up privately and just see if there's more to it, then I can do that for you guys. But in general, I just want to be able to get something real fast in there. So again, I'm not going to go very late. I just want to go and give everybody that's been, fans and hanging out and supporting me all these times. So Carmen, this is the first one you're getting. Interesting. I love this. God, I love this deck. Okay. What I'm using is my Halloween deck because I wasn't able to do it back in Halloween. So I'm using my Halloween deck. So Carmen, this is for you. So it's the Mummy or change. Okay. Carmen, we've talked a lot and we talk almost every day. I don't think I need to go into any more details about change. We already know. And this just kind of validates, just like everything else. And you know this very well. You know what the change is. So I'm not going to have to explain this any more than I have to. So it should make sense. All right. And I'm just going to start popping people up here so I know where we're at. Okay, Carrie, you're next. Again, real quick. I'm not going to go super late. Okay. Carrie. What do we got for Carrie? Okay, Carrie. There's a jack-o'-lantern, and it's the calling for protection. So, Carrie, obviously, right now, that's what we've been talking about a long time. What are we supposed to be doing right now in this Mercury retrograde? We're supposed to be taking care of ourselves. So you need to keep up with it. I don't know, Grant, I know there's a lot of things that you do. So, but for now, just keep doing what you're doing. Make sure you're keeping your guards up because you're taking care of yourself. So keep up with that. Don't let your guard down right now. And this is what it's doing, saying, keep it up. Okay. Okay. Debbie's up next. Okay. Now I'm not seeing any more comments because I'm staying with the list of where I have it. So I'm not going to see if you guys are answering anything at this point. So Carrie or Debbie. Okay. Okay, Debbie. Debbie. Okay, Debbie, this is perfect because this is exactly what you're going to be doing today. Happiness in our hearts and homes. Well, Debbie, you got a major storm about to hit. So you need to kind of just hunker down, have a good time at home, and don't worry about anything. Just enjoy being home and keep yourself warm and well fed. So see, that just kind of backs it up. I love it. Okay, Rachel. Okay. All right, Rachel. Okay. Whoop. Hey, Rachel. Okay, Rachel. Called the Underworld, and it's saying we are where all things pause and begin again. So, Rachel, obviously, we've talked recently, and so in a way, we're all thinking, you're looking at there might be some aspects of your life that you need to kind of hold because there's other things that need to begin. And I know just what I said is going to make a lot of sense to you because you already know. So there's some things in your life you're just going to have to wait because you need to focus on something else. And I know what that is, and you know what that is. So this is just sort of another one of those messages that you've received this week that just helps push things a little bit further. Okay. So if you like that, Dana, you're up next. Okay. All right. Woo! Don't want to lose that card. It might be the hot card. Okay. All right, Dana. What do we got? Okay. Dana, for you, joy, rejoicing in the presence. In the present, sorry. Present. In the present. Uh being happy with where you're at. You know what I mean? Even dealing with some of the things you've just dealt with recently, but you still have to find those positive moments. I've spoke of it so many times over the past, of in general, we have to find the things that make us happy. We have to appreciate the things that are around us. For you, just needs you to kind of put a little bit of exclamation point on that. Just appreciate what you have going on and don't worry about the other things. I mean, I know a few things already that sort of makes sense for that. You know what I mean? You've had some changes and, I mean, we haven't chatted soon, recently of how some of those changes have worked out for you. But considering some of the other things that have gone on, kind of getting over the end of one thing in particular. So obviously, there's things to be happy about. Okay. Hopefully that's cool. Chad, I'm going to go with you. Okay. Give me 1 second, guys. The only bad part when you do this, you really want to shuffle it up. And now I could keep pulling. I don't like to pull. I like to give everybody a fresh fresh shuffle. That's just how I like to do it. Some people will just keep pulling. I like giving it a chance because sometimes the same card could apply to somebody else in the chat that it means to them. So that's why I like to do a fresh thing. Nothing against anything. This is just the way I do it. So, okay. Chad, for you, buddy. Oh, see, I just said, you see how I do these things? I must be psychic. You know what I'm saying? I just said something. And what happens? Chad, you get the same thing, buddy. From Carmen in the beginning. You get the mummy or the change. Okay. Chad, obviously, I've never spoken to you a whole lot, so I'm not sure what you got going on, but is there some things that's on your mind that you've been wanting to change? Is there some things you really want to do this year? This is just sort of giving you that little bit more of that jab, a little bit of that poke. Are you ready for it? And whatever it is, go for it. You know what I mean? Could be small, could be something big, but just go for it. The messages are there. You probably know, obviously some of the things you've talked about in the chat this morning already. It's there. So I would just kind of whatever it is, big or small, go for it, buddy. Go for it. Okay. Margaret. Okay. Okay. Margaret. What do we got? Okay. Okay, Margaret, what do we got? Aha. Again, I know Margaret pretty well, and I think she's going to like this. You got the lamp or what's known as the remembrance. Okay. Margaret, I don't think I need to tell you or explain the card any more than what the word is. But everything has to do with remembering the past. You know what I mean? The good times. Obviously, we don't want to remember the bad times, but the bad times help us move forward on things. So I know you don't need to be reminded, but I think you understand that you can never let it go in the sense that it's important to remember the things that have gone on and what you're dealing with and who you're missing, that sort of thing. So it's just one of those that just isn't like a reminder, literally as the card says, but it's really just saying, never let it go, but always just, keep it out there, but don't dwell on it to where it takes your whole life away from you. But just do the things that, remember whatever it is or whoever it is, you know what I'm saying? So Shannon, I'm assuming that was a yes, but again, okay, yes, I just saw she said hands up, not hang up. So I'm going to go with this one because I think it's funnier to have that one up on the screen than hands up. So, all right. And thank you so much for hanging in there again. This is, I wanted to give you guys a little something for all the months that I've been dealing with a lot of the changes and things. So, I mean, it means a lot. And this was, I'm hoping to give you a little something for, as a way of thanks. Okay. All right. Shannon, interesting. All right. Might be a little scary, Shannon. So, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Werewolf or exploring the wilderness or the wildness, excuse me, the wildness. So, Shannon, you know, might mean like sort of like getting out there and doing a little bit more, maybe some more risk taking, not necessarily in a bad way, but just the fact that, you're going out there and you're trying some stuff, again, most of you know that try is a bad word of mine, but occasionally I still use it. But you know what I mean? Just getting out there, sometimes we're timid on some of the actions and the things we want to do. We kind of hold back, and sometimes that stops us from doing something, because obviously when we're unsure of what we want to do, we kind of shy away, or we kind of like stagger or stutter, and then, and then the moments pass. So basically what the card's telling you to do is just get out there, do a little bit more, yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a jump, but don't hesitate to, to take a little bit of a risk for yourself, hopefully that makes a little bit sense. Hey, Dennis. And again, now anybody that's seeing the show back, whether you're the audio version or you're watching the show back, you had to have been here for the live show to get this reading. So I will not be doing readings after the show is over with. So just keep that in mind. If you were watching this back, I'm not going to see your name because it had to have been during the live. So yes, Dennis. Okay. All right. Black Cat. Fortune meets opportunity. So, Dennis, obviously, if you need to put a few bucks into something that may help jumpstart an idea, or, maybe you need to build up a business, that kind of thing, just to give you, some ideas. Again, this will make sense to you. Even if it doesn't, anything that I do say to you guys today, just make sure that you hold on to it, because it might make sense, later on today, tomorrow, next week. So keep that in mind. So yeah, Dennis, might take you a little bit to get started into something. So you might need a couple bucks to get you rolling, but you might have something brewing on your mind, but and it could be for anything, obviously, I can't even think of like a perfect example. I was going to say buy a car and maybe it'll help you like deliver things to make more money or something, So, yeah, it kind of works, but you might have an idea, Dennis, in the back of your mind of what, you might need to do, because a lot of things to start up a business, you got to put some money down, and I'm just using it as another easy example. So, but yeah, it could be anything. Maybe you need to, maybe you're a tool guy. Maybe you like to build things. And so maybe you got to get a certain set of tools, or a drill, or a cutter or sander, that sort of thing. You got to put some money into it, so that way you can make some money in return, because then opportunities open up. So hopefully that's really, really cool. Let's see. Valerie's talking about, let's see. Well, let's see. You know what, Valerie, let's see what the cards say. They might come up with something. So let's just try it. Let me try it. Okay. So let's see, Valerie. I understand it. I see what you're saying. You're looking more of that, but you know what? The card might help. But see, because the card might tell me, you need to sit, or maybe you need to react. You know what I mean? So you're saying how many months in the future until my goal happens? So that's perfectly valid. Okay. Well, it's not exactly what we're looking for, but let's see if it kind of, we can tie it in a little bit. So invincibility and authenticity. So basically, I think what that's saying, in referring to your main question, is that if it probably isn't known yet. The date hasn't been completely set for your goal. So I think what we're looking at is we still need to be a little bit more patient, which might be difficult for you, but that sometimes is a part of the process. Sometimes if we race to do things, it's too much, and then it doesn't work out. So, I mean, depending on what your goal is, I don't think it's set yet. I think you still need to wait for it. So hang tight a little bit more. And then, maybe, we can kind of check back on things in like a month or something, and see if something changes. Cause again, everything's all in a timing. So we just need to watch how that plays out for you. So take it easy, relax. Hopefully you can, hopefully that's okay. But that's just, how it is sometimes. Not everything is meant to happen at a certain point, but you might need a little bit more time at this given date. So, all right, Jeff, you're going to get one. Okay. Now we are obviously over, so I'm going to go for a little bit more. And I will apologize if I don't get to everybody, because I see there's still a lot of people hanging out. But I want to try to do as much as I can. So, I mean, go a few more minutes or so. We'll see what we can do here. That's why I'm trying to hurry. So, and Jeff, for you, we got the vampire or emotional intelligence. Um, Obviously, you could, some of the cards are self-explanatory. Sometimes they're not. I'm just going to hold it still for a minute. So, Jeff, you are involved in a lot of things. Again, I know you, and so sometimes it makes sense. There's a lot of things that you're passionate about, and I think that's where the emotional side comes at. You might get frustrated on things, because again, I know some of the things that you're involved with, and so that's a possibility of it that watch yourself, check yourself, because even like with a vampire itself, it doesn't always necessarily have to be true evil, meaning you, not that you're evil. What I'm saying is that, they're not bad 24/7. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's just, there's kind of a good and a bad side, and sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad, or sometimes they do both. They balance themselves out in a way. So watch your emotions, because obviously there's things you're very into, you're very you're smart about things, but don't go too far to where it kind of hurts something, because you might get too much involved in something, or you might put too much thought into it, and then you got this craziness that happens, or it doesn't work out. So sort of like keep yourself in check, you know what I mean? So all right, Christine. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Now, again, I just also want to remind people that, I'm only going to go for a little bit longer. I am not, this is not the normal. This is not going to be a thing on the morning shows. This is just a special thing. So if I ever do reading shows, it will be a completely separate event. It'll be listed as such. So know that I'm not going to be doing typical readings of any sort, unless I do like a one card pull for everybody. Okay. So keep that in mind, that this is not the norm for the morning show. All right. For Christine Barbarak, sweetness and synergy. Okay. Uh, keep yourself uplifted. Okay. Uh, don't drag. Now, yes, we are in the middle of winter. Temperatures and snow and all that stuff can always bring us down. Keep yourself uplifted as much as you can. Keep doing things that do make you a little bit more happy, a little bit more positive in things. Don't dwell too much, on, I can't go outside and, be in nature. I mean, well, yes, you can. Yes, it's cold. You just have to bundle up a little bit more, but don't let the winter blues kind of bring you down. So that's, the card's just really reflecting that you just need to keep things up. Okay. Don't get too down in the dumps on things. You know what I mean? Find that positivity within it, and then just keep your head up, essentially. Okay. Terry. Let's see real quick. Whoop, whoop. All right. Okay. All right, Terry, what do we got for you? Whoop. Oh, that was weird. Okay. Well, wasn't where I wanted it, but that's where it's going to go. When I break the deck, it's like, whoa, where did that come from? So, okay, Terry, we got the graveyard, unnecessary fear. So, Terry, what's on your mind? What is on your mind that's bothering you? What is the concern? What negative thoughts are going on right now? Maybe it's a situation. Maybe it's a situation. Maybe it's a person. Maybe it's something else. Whatever's bothering you, you gotta try to kind of ease off of that. Because again, this is going to be one of those things that's going to be bringing you down a little bit, and you don't want to go there. I mean, it probably is, whatever it is. And again, it could be something small, it could be large. So never, don't think it's always going to be, for any of the cards you ever get from anybody, never think it's like massive, or, could be something small that just is annoying. That's always there. But whatever fear that's kind of lingering, or whatever situation you might be in, it's understandable. Just kind of pick yourself up, kind of like what I was just saying. Don't dwell in these things, but yeah, you gotta get this little bit of fear off of you, and however you got to work through it, whether you got to talk to somebody about it, whether it's a family or friend, uh, whatever you can to get this off of you a little bit, because you don't want to be in there. Okay. All right, Tina. Okay, Tina. All right. All right. Tina, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Forgiveness and reducing the burden. So, Tina, now this could easily, it's for you, obviously. So there might be something or a situation that has affected you, and you've got that point where you have to release it. Just it's funny that the last three cards have sort of been in that kind of area. For this is obviously you got a situation you're dealing with, but the forgiveness part of it is just you coming to terms. Okay, you saying whatever the situation was, even if it doesn't seem like it right now, keep in mind it could be something coming up. But whatever it is, you just need to it is my famous word, it is what it is. But it's one of those that's like, you know what, it happened, or it is this, it's over, you know what I mean? And so it's just, again, one of those things that you just need to let go and get it off of you. And for you know give yourself forgiveness for it, whatever it is. Maybe you did something and you weren't happy about it, and now you're looking back and it's like, oh man, what did I do? That would be the case. So we want to let go of that, because it's, again, going to be one of those things, just like the other people's cards. You don't want it to stick on you for any longer than you have to. Okay. All right, Amy, I'm going to get you one. No worries, Dinah. All right, Amy, hopefully you're still around. Okay. I haven't had this card come up before, so I think it's kind of cool, Amy. Eternal love. Love is love, and it transcends physical death. Ooh, Amy, I don't even think I need to go into this, because we've been friends, for almost a full year, and I don't think you're going to need too much more in this, because I know the things that you do and what you're great at. And I think you will figure this one out more than I need to say it just to say it. So I'm going to leave that at that. So I know you know it. Let's see. Oh, Margaret, did I not get you? Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah, okay. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, thank you. You got it. Hey, Mama D. Okay. All right, Christine. Thanks again. Amazing spot on. Okay. That's perfect. Sorry, I kept the thing really, buried in there. So thank you all. Thank you so much. We're about 15 minutes over, which is great. And no big deal. But again, I wanted to thank everybody that has hung out, or, stopped by briefly and supported me and have been super patient. I'm kind of trying to get things a little bit more, I'm still monitoring things, you know what I mean? And, but I want to, keep, keep, I'm doing my poking at it, I'm kind of poking at things and, just getting out there. So again, this is, abnormal, for it to be on the on a morning show, because typically I would just call it a reading show and then we would go from there. And especially I would do it at a later time, because again, most of you that stick with me and watch the morning shows, I wanted to do something for you guys. It's been a long time. I promised a lot of things and I haven't, pulled it, but you guys have still understood it, which is, again, just absolutely, amazes me that you guys have stuck with me. And so thank you. Thank you, Jen. And so, yeah, I mean, if you have any other questions on the decks or something like that, you can maybe just zip back to the show. Or if you needed names of some of the other ones that I didn't have the books for you, you could just hit me up saying, hey, what was the one? Maybe the first deck or third deck or whatever it was. And then I can get the specifics on it. But a lot of it, you can just do a general search, or like, even Amazon, they have a ton of them, where you can just put tarot decks, and you're more than likely going to come across several of these anyway. But I think, yeah, because I know the holographic kind of one was that I don't think is on Amazon at all. So, but again, there's a lot of places that sell different types. So these are what all these decks have called to me. They have said, hey, buy me. Then that's why I get them. And I also have other decks. I didn't bring them all up. I was just trying to show you my favorites. So, but that is it, folks. I am going to get out of here. You guys are going to enjoy your Saturday, your weekend, and oh my gosh, it's you know, we gotta be a little warm. I see stay warm. I know it's going to warm up a little bit, and then apparently, like even us in the Midwest, there's some storms middle of next week, so we're going to have to be careful. So let's see, what happens in the middle of the week. So fingers crossed we don't get too bad. So, but yes, again, thank you so much for hanging out. I hope a lot of those cards meant something to everybody that asked for one. And if I missed you, I am so sorry. If you were in the show and you really wanted one, you guys can always hit me up privately. And um, I'm saying I'll know if you were in the show live. So if any of you are after the fact, after I end this, and are hitting it up that you wanted something, I'll know who was in the show because I can see. But if you didn't want one, that's fine too. No, no pressure. But other than that, I'm gonna go. Thank you. I can't say it enough because it does mean so much to see all of you, and you guys are awesome. Thank you for all the comments right there. I'm looking at them all. So you guys have been watching Adam the Black Swamp Medium. This was the mid-morning medium chat, and I will see you again soon with some posts and whatever kind of fun things I can come up with during the week, and then we'll do it again next weekend. I'll find another main topic to hit, and we'll have some fun, and we will see you again very soon. So enjoy your weekend. Thank you so much. All my love, light, and peace to each and every single one of you, and I will see you again very soon. Thank you so much. Enjoy your day.